So, hi, hello, and how are you today? We are going to get into something good. You're going to like this video. So, do me a favor and go ahead and hype this video up, okay? Okay.
Natural hair is so expensive.
It's always humbling to remember exactly how much of my identity is tied to my hair. In spite of that, I've decided that the cost of maintaining my hair is no longer worth the benefits, i.e. the ROI is in the negatives. Nobody really...
Now, before we get started, I want to remind you of things that I've said in the past, right? Things that I said in the past, like everything works until it doesn't, and that most of the time, Team Natural has unrealistic expectations, and it was only a matter of time before you guys tired of meeting them. Let's start it over one more time.
Natural hair is so expensive.
It's always humbling to remember exactly how much of my identity is tied to my hair. In spite of that, I've decided that the cost of maintaining my hair is no longer worth the benefits, i.e. the ROI is in the negatives. Nobody really ever tells you the cost of having long, thick hair, which is the amount of time that goes in, the amount of money that goes in.
A lot of us have been told that Black people don't need to wash our hair as often and dirty hair grows, and that is a lie. And I think it's the reason why a lot of people think that natural hair is high maintenance.
Nobody talks about how expensive it is to take care of your natural hair.
Natural hair is easy.
Natural hair is not high maintenance. You probably just don't like taking care of it as such. I remember a few years ago, I asked a couple of friends who were already on their journey if I were not relent in my heart to actually do natural hair, I would have probably changed my mind from what they told me. I was absolutely discouraged. Some said it was too expensive. They needed to buy several products. They had a very strong routine that they could not break from. Some talked about how that they bought store-bought products, and some they had to go to the market and buy lots of fruits and vegetables to mix to put into their hairs. And
now, this is the thing. The problem is not that natural hair is difficult. That's not the issue. See, the issue is that the whole idea of doing natural hair, in quotations, it's all been made up. It's never been grounded or rooted in actual hair care. Never. It's always been about layering products. It's always been a product push.
Felicia and I... It's time to talk hair, and ladies, we've had all those days where our hair is just hard to manage. Felicia and I have them all the time. So are you searching for the perfect curl, or do you have out-of-control waves?
Well, we have an expert to show you the perfect way to tame your mane, and we're talking with celebrity hairstylist and creator of the Gold System, Andre Walker. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, we don't have just any hairstylist, folks. This was Oprah's hairstylist. Hello.
Yes.
You are the hairstylist.
For 30 years, good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you get into hairstyling? Because there's always a good story behind it.
Well, you know, when I was a kid, I always was intrigued by hair, and I always played with it, so I started doing my mother's hair and her wigs. When I was in grade school, and by the time I was in high school, I was like doing her wigs for church on Sunday.
Wow.
So that's how it really started.
And people say that doing wigs is difficult, so if you can do wigs, then you can do anyone's hair.
Yes.
I think we all know that that's not true. We all know people who can lay the crap out of some lace, but they cannot straighten hair to save their life. Let's keep going.
Nice, nice. Well, I see you have your natural hair. You came with your curls. That's what we're talking about. There's so many different hair types. There's so many different kinds of women from different walks of life. And you have created a system where you can kind of classify it, identify what's yours, and know how to manage it.
Right. And I created the hair typing system so it'd be easy to identify your hair type, because before we used to talk about hair as a culture or as a race, and we know that within those cultures and races, they're all different textures of hair.
This is not factual information. When you're in cosmetology school, you only are talking about the curls in the hair as it pertains to bonds. The more sulfur to sulfur linkages you have within the cortex of your hair shaft, the curlier your hair is. So a person who has a looser curl pattern has less of these sulfur to sulfur linkages, and somebody who has really curly hair has a lot more. That is how we've always talked about it. But when you are manipulating marketing and trying to sell a product, this is a really, really good thing to say for marketing. Let's keep going.
So I wanted to break it down into 4 categories so people can easily relate to it and know what products to use. And that's what I designed the gold system based around also for the different hair types.
I know that we're both wondering, what are those 4 types?
Type 1 is for straight hair, and within that group there are different degrees of straightness, coarse and medium and fine. Then number 2 is wavy hair, which is, you know, a slight wave to maybe a little bit of curl.
Well, that might be some of you, Danielle.
And
Yeah, maybe. I think I'm a C wave, I think.
Really?
But you blow your hair out too, so it's hard to see right now. And then there's type 3, which is what I am. And Felicia, I think you're type 3 because you blow your hair out straight.
I don't know. I might be type 2, 3, 4, and 5. You might have to add on a whole nother type on there.
And you know, that's not unusual.
I feel like I have all of it.
People have a lot of different hair types on their head. So you could have 2 or 3 different types.
And it's one more type, right?
So we're in 3, and then there's type 4, which is kinky texture, which is a very tight, coily, kinky, highly textured hair.
Yeah, I think my natural curls are a little bit looser than yours, so I think I got the curly, the wave, and the kink.
So I think you're probably a type 3
and a half.
Yeah, but right, 3 and a half. Yeah.
So we have these products, and they're all different depending on the type of hair you have?
Well, they're different styling creams for different hair types. So if you're type 1, you probably would use a Get It Straight, just sort of styling cream. If you're type 2, wavy hair, you would use our Beautiful Curls as a leave-in styler. Also, if you're type 3, you could use that. But type 4 also has what I call the Beautiful Kinks, which is a leave-in styler that you can also do twist outs with also.
It's never ever been about the science of hair. It's always been about selling styling products. When you are in cosmetology school or any type of anything, when it comes to education with the hair, styling your hair is the very last thing that you do. So to promote products or to promote a system that teaches you to label your hair a certain way based on what products you use to style it, without talking about the correct products that you use to shampoo and condition, why you're shampooing and conditioning, the skin cell turnover cycle, your porosity, your sebum level. All of these things were completely ignored, and we went straight to stylers. Why? Because it was about selling products, you guys. It's never been about science. It has never been about science ever. So these are things that I make videos about because I want to give you the science that everybody skipped over. All right, his making the curl typing chart 4A, 4B, 4C, 4W, XYZ has never ever been about helping you be more confident in your hair, helping you understand your hair as a black woman. It had nothing to do with black women per se. His market was black women because he knew that those were the easiest women to manipulate. So let's keep watching. I don't want to hop too much into it because we're going deep.
And with the models that we've done today, I've tried to leave them in their natural texture as much as possible. But a couple like type 4, I twisted her out just so you can see the versatility of having natural hair and
awesome.
twist it out.
I can't wait to see.
Yeah, we have a lot more Oprah show, and visit Andre's website for more information.
Great.
All right, at the bottom of the hour, your
Andre
news.
Walker Hair would like to thank our customers for your support over the years. It has been our honor to offer you the finest products and hair care advice. We regret to inform you that we are no longer in business.
Headline. That's beautiful.
Everyone starts out with the Ultimate Moisture Shampoo and the TKO Conditioner. I diffused her with the Cool Dryer with the Beautiful Curls in it, and voila.
Okay, and then let's go to our third model here.
Danielle is a type 4, and she has a tight, kinky texture, and it doesn't have a coil pattern. It's more of a zigzag pattern. So what we did here was
Hey girl, that's her before picture. You look fab then and fab now.
So we did, Jean did braids on her. He did about 8 different French braids on her hair.
Okay.
And
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we used the Beautiful Kinks as our leave-in styler, and he just braided it while it was wet and let it dry, and then we just kind of took it out.
I love it, because natural hair still needs some work. It needs some effort, some tender love and care, even though
Absolutely.
it's in its natural state. Now, you know, I have to ask you, because you got the juice. What's Oprah's hair type, and what'd you do for her?
She's
her
a
hair?
type 4, and, you know, we would do different things with her, but we would do things like this, twist out,
Okay.
braids out. We would do extensions. At one point, we were relaxing it all the time. But now she's pretty much natural.
Oh,
over,
okay.
So, yeah.
Well,
But-
she's looked amazing then and now and throughout all these decades. So obviously she has you to thank for that. Thank you so much for being here. Obviously, AndreWalkerHairCare.com.
Right? It's all about supply and demand. They got a new little, you know, fad that was going on, and you have to think about it. For every product that you have under your sink, there is a viral video to match it, right? So you have everybody fell in love with apple cider vinegar. Guess what? There's an apple cider vinegar product. Everybody fell in love with what do you call that stuff? Rice water. Guess what? There are rice water products, and we can just keep on going. So it's never had anything to do with hair care. It's always been a political statement and a product push.
The budget they gave me that period overwhelmed me. And over the years, this is what I have come to realize. Your hair becomes too much only when you start expecting a lot more from it than it naturally should give you. The moment it stops pretending to be something else, things become easier. Now, before you get defensive, hear me out. Because I've seen people sit down 5 hours for braids. I've seen people wake up early to reinstall wigs every single day, or at least once in 2-3 days. They spend money like it's a subscription package. But when it comes to natural hair, it's stressful. Ask yourself this question. When last did you learn your hair? Not fight it, just learn it. There's this very loud, confident lie that is floating around. Natural hair is stressful. Natural hair is stressful compared to what? Please, let's be serious.
Wearing a wig isn't a bad thing. The body aesthetic isn't a bad thing. However, seeing yourself in one singular form, especially for young black girls, being the one taking this in can be very damaging.
Do you actually think natural hair is high maintenance? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so let's redefine high maintenance, because words are doing a lot too much here. When you say high maintenance, it should mean excessive effort beyond normal, right? Like you're doing a little too much, more than you should average.
Well, the thing about Team Natural and natural hair and all of the things, the main issue is that the ways that everybody's been doing their hair is very, very unnatural, right? This isn't a normal way that everybody is wearing their hair. This is not a normal way that everybody is supposed to be wearing their hair. Most people are offended if you say, oh, you just got up in the morning and you got up and left. Well, the reality of the situation is the reason that doing hair is so hard is because instead of you grabbing a blow dryer, or instead of you getting an overhead blow dryer, instead of you doing a roller set with a hooded dryer, you just want to walk outside and you want your hair to magically be done. That is the issue, and that is the problem, right? Even the way that she has her hair in this video, right? To each his own. To each his own. But if you wear your hair in the way that she's, let's say, just using that for an example, wearing her hair in this video, and then you get up in the morning and your hair is matted and tangled, is your hair hard to do? Or did you make your hair hard to do by putting your hair in a hairstyle that has no routine and no pattern? Because at the end of the day, that's when you in the morning and you don't have a set pattern and routine set out for, let's say, you and your children, things are going to be all over the place. But if you set the bonds of your hair shaft, like I've been teaching y'all here on my channel, if you set the bond in your hair shaft, it's the day that you shampoo it, and then you don't do it again until the next time you shampoo it, let's say in a week or 2 weeks, depending on how long your style lasts, then you're not in your hair all the time. But because most Black women see like how her hair is in this video, and I'm not saying nothing bad about it, but most people would see how her hair is in this video as like, oh, this is natural hair. This is how you do your hair. I feel like people mix up the term natural. For me, the word natural means it's growing out of your scalp. And then the natural hair that's growing out of your scalp is either virgin hair, meaning it doesn't have any chemicals in it, whether it's color or a relaxer or a keratin treatment, silkamine or whatever. It doesn't have any chemicals in it. That's natural virgin hair. Or you have chemically treated hair, and it's natural chemically treated hair. But either way, hair is natural. The issue to me with Black women is that you see natural as however my hair looks when I get up. But why is that only translated to your hair? Because you don't feel that way about anything else in your body. You don't feel like that about your breath. Oh, my breath, I'm a natural Black woman, so I'm going to show up to work and natural. Right? Because you naturally showing up to work is you naturally just getting up and going to work. This is how God made you to look naturally. But no, you're okay sticking to that standard. You're okay sticking to a hygiene standard, right? Like, I got to make sure I smell good a certain way. I got to make sure I don't have crust in my eye, crust around my lip, all of the things. But if you get up in the morning and your hair is all over your head, you like, oh, I shouldn't have to do my hair. I'm natural. That is crazy. I'm sorry, but
that sounds more like hygiene to me.
And Black people always feel like our hair gotta be done. It's just done. This is my bed head, and I just put it in one. I put some edge control on, but I'm working on just not wearing edge control, period. But this is the stage where I'm at, okay? Slicked or unslicked, I know that in an hour or two in this Florida heat, these are gonna be gone, but that's okay. Because it's my natural hair state. It's never gonna slick all the way down. It's always gonna frizz back up because that's just how our hair is. Especially if you have 4C hair or just thick ass.
And this is not, it's not true. Yes, her hair is absolutely beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. But I stood behind a chair for over a decade, and the women who had the most damaged hair, they wore their hair like this the majority of the time. And because you think that it's enough for you to just put a bun on the top of your head, that is why you end up having your hair coming out looking completely damaged, completely see-through.
When I was in cosmetology school and my Caucasian instructor was teaching me about round brushing, I was like, oh, that's not for Black girls. And he was like, girl, please sit down. And showed me, really gave me a good demonstration on how to round brush Black hair, how to round brush curly hair. And I never turned back. So these are things that I want you to understand. If you are a person who thinks that it's only for Black women, you are a person who doesn't know how to use the tool. I used to be you, but I educated myself, and now my thoughts have changed. You should try it. So again, I want you all to remember, I always tell you this, but as a cosmetologist, as I'm doing her hair, the conversation that I'm having with you, I can't have this conversation with her. Girl, I'm trying to focus. Okay. So when you think about it, the average human being has 100,000 follicles, and each follicle is coming out of is sharing. There is 1 to 4 strands coming out of each pore. You have 100,000 follicles, but there are 1 to 4 strands coming out of each pore. Girl, I was about to mess that up, and I'm not about to do this video voiceover again. But anywho, so if you do the math, that's anywhere between 100,000 to 400,000 strands of hair on each individual head. And this woman is one of those people, in my opinion, that has anywhere between 3 to 4 strands coming out per pore. Her hair is very, very, very dense. She has a whole lot of hair, right? So I can understand you looking at it and thinking, oh my God, it's going to be so thick. It's so healthy. Her curls are so juicy. How about, nah? How about
Nah. But when we go in and I start looking at her hair, right? When we are talking about all of the different patterns and routines, and when we're talking about blow drying her hair, it is imperative that somebody who has anywhere between 300,000 to 400,000 strands of hair on their head at one time, I need to do the best that I can to separate all of these strands. So what do I use for that? A round brush. Why? Because we just talked about the numbers, 100,000 to 400,000 strands, but she has anywhere between 300,000 to 400,000 strands. If you have a flat brush in front of you, a denim brush, whatever type of brush you use to blow dry your hair, even the comb attachment that comes with the blow dryer, look at that, right? And then get a round brush. Even if you don't have one in front of you, just get a picture of one and look at the bristles. You can count the bristles on the other brushes pretty fast, but go ahead and try to count all of those bristles on that round brush. Do you see the linkage, right? I'm picking the round brush because I can cover more surface area of hair per strand. And the point, what I'm trying to do, the why, right? As a scientist, everything is always why. The why of why I'm blow drying your hair, or why you're getting this silk press in general, is so I can separate all of your individual strands and straighten them all. And I want them all straightened the same way, like uniformity over all 100,000 to 400,000 strands of your hair. I'm not going to get that if I just air dry. It's 100,000 to 400,000 strands. They're all going to dry at different times. I have no control. But if I use a blow dryer, I have control. It's the same thing with a roller set. This is why I don't like air drying. You have no control. And when your hair dries, then you want to try to exude control with hair products, with oils and butters and creams and gels, where if you would have just exuded that control when your hair was wet with the right products at the right times, then you wouldn't have to worry about that if you set the bonds properly. Right now, I'm setting her bond with the blow dryer, but you can do it with perm rods, you can do it with flexi rods. There are so many different options that you have. But again, Team Natural has demonized flat irons, blow dryers, everything that you can do. Everything else is bad except for what they're teaching you to do. If it's not what they're teaching you to do, it's bad. And that's what you've believed for over a decade. And where are you now? Let's just look at it. Let's look at it for what it is. All of the people at the top of the Team Natural field, they're either done making videos or they've pivoted to something else. They're not even doing the thing that you're stuck in mentally. They're not doing it anymore. These are the things that you have to think about, because some of the same cosmetologists that were telling you not to do it when Team Natural first started, they're still doing it, and they're still telling you not to do those things. These are the things that I want you to think about. If you run into a cosmetologist that talks Team Natural, my love, you've ran into the wrong type. We get a new 35,000 every year. Every year there's a new 35,000 new cosmetologists, male and female. You're going to get different ones sprinkled in. So it's your responsibility to know the science, so that way you can find you a cosmetologist that speaks your language. But you're not fluent in any language. You haven't taken the time to learn anything as it pertains to hair, the health of your hair, the health of your body. You just black, and you should be able to use oil, and you just need the right products and twist your hair and braid it and you're gonna be okay. No. It's not a thing. And if it was a thing, it would have worked. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. This is year about 13, 14. So how much longer are you going to stay in that insanity?
In a second, I'm going to show you another cosmetologist like myself, and you'll hear what she has to say as well. But these are things that I want everybody to think about. As we begin to straighten her hair, what you're going to see is the density start to disappear towards the ends. As thick and bodyful as her hair is at the root, the closer she gets to her ends, the thinner her hair gets. I want you to ask yourself, you guys have been swearing by putting oils and butters and greases on your ends for over a decade now. The majority of you, your ends are the weakest, your ends are the thinnest, your ends are see-through. So if putting oils and butters on the ends, if coating the hair, if moisturizing, and all of the things that you've been doing, if they work, why is the weakest and thinnest and most see-through point of all of you guys' hair your ends? Why? This isn't being rude or disrespectful. If I am the person who fixes it, I can talk about it. So as the person who's been hired to fix it for over a decade, since before it began, truly, right? Why wouldn't I be able to say anything about it? So let's talk. If you constantly put in oils and butters and greases on the ends, if this was truly the game changer, why does your hair look like this? All of y'all favorite ones, I'm telling you, there is a reason why they will never put a flat iron in their hair, because they know that the second that they do, all of their nightmare hair dreams will come true. It's the truth. And this is what I did every single day for over a decade. And everybody didn't let me record them. The majority of people didn't want to be on camera, guys. If I'm doing 13, 14 people a day and I did this for 10 years, I would have well over 1,000 videos. Like, do the math, seriously. But the majority of people didn't want to be recorded. And if you really look, we still have a hole at the bottom. We could have got rid of more hair, but that was enough, right? We didn't want to do that. She already didn't really think she was going to have to get rid of anything. But if you have a steady routine, now, if you want to wear your hair like the way that she's wearing her hair a couple of days out of the week, who cares, right? No big deal. That's not a big deal. A couple of days out of the week, you don't have time, right? It is what it is. But for this to be your everyday hairstyle, you are going to get breakage because you are suffocating your hair. It's up in the middle of your head. And this is the main reason why Black women have the same two issues. You start losing your hair around your perimeter and you start losing it in the middle. And it's because of this top knot bun. And another thing that you also get is something I've been talking about here on my channel for years, that cone shaped breakage in the back of your head. This is where it comes from. But because you're like, oh, I'm Black and this is how my hair is. No, we're not going to use that as an excuse. The thing is, you need to learn how to manipulate your hair. Black women are not the only women on earth with curly hair. We have the curliest hair, but we are not the only people with curly hair. And the same way that she made her bun look super beautiful and super slick, there are things that you can do in between to keep your hair from breaking so you can retain length, because she's young. But if she keeps this top knot bun up, I can guarantee you by the time she gets to her early 50s, she's going to get a bald spot in the middle of her head, and her edges are slowly going to begin to thin out, and her hair is going to be longer around the sides, but she's going to have cone-shaped breakage at the top. It is a fact. I've been doing this for a really long time, and one thing that I always get from Black women is arguments, but it's not a coincidence that everybody says the same thing and you're getting the same exact result.
Hair is just not going to do what you see other people's hair do.
And we've heard it over and over and over again that the price of the product does not determine its efficacy. We've heard testimonial from people say that the product is expensive does not mean it's better than the ones that are less expensive. So we need to factor in how that buying expensive products are most of the time, or because you want to be bougie or sound bougie?
I need like $12,000 because there's just like a lot of stuff that I like really want to buy online.
I'm not regretting, but neither am I saying that I made the right decision.
If you want more affordable natural hair care products, those are also possible, right? So if the basics are high maintenance, what then is low maintenance? If the basic, like,
I want you to pay attention to the fact that as we are having this conversation about hair care and Black hair care, and there is not one point at all that we've talked about the health of the scalp. And nothing scientifically is all about hair products and how to make your hair look slicked, how to slick it down, how to put it up. Like, nobody's thinking about hair length retention, the health of their scalp. No one cares about this. Is not a conversation about hair care. We're still talking about hair products and what the most expensive hair products are. Forget hair products. Hair products are tools. Most of you don't even know why you're using the hair products that you buy.
washing, conditioning, detangling are high maintenance. What then is low maintenance? And this is where people would want to stifle up. Are you sure the problem is maintenance?
The thing is, I don't think that Black women have truly ever taken the time to really understand their hair. And when people like myself make videos trying to get people to, take the time to understand their hair and things of that nature, most Black women don't want to hear it because you're here for a quick fix, right? But just like my backdrop in this video, if you see it on the upper left-hand corner, you can see a skull. And that's not to be spooky. No, it's because you need to learn the different curvature of your head, understand what you're doing, what your pressure points are, all of these things. But the thing is, nobody cares about that because all anybody cares about is instant gratification. All anyone is pressed about knowing is how to grow their hair faster. Nobody cares about the actual maintenance of the hair shaft. And this is where it becomes a problem because now at this point, shampooing and combing your hair has become political. Well, that's the simplest thing.
Take a look at this.
I fell for the social media pressure and relaxed my hair. Before we get into it, I love my natural hair fade, but it's time for a new chapter. This was very impromptu, so if you're my friend watching this, I'm sorry you couldn't talk me out of it. But the next day I was like, oh, this is cute. It's giving clean girl.
Your natural hair was not given clean. Anything that does not confirm, we call unmanageable.
Do you guys know how frustrating it is to wake up with hair like this? It's so frustrating. Bro, no, I'm tired.
We call difficult. But the truth we all need to agree to is that natural hair only becomes high maintenance when you're trying to control it. Of course, it's exhausting. You're trying to fight it. And you are the one with the emotion.
But see, this is the thing. And this is when this conversation becomes exhausting, because why as a people do we feel like we have to politicize everything? Now, the woman in this video is from a completely different country. They do things completely different than we do them here in America. And the thing is this, for you to make things easier for yourself with anything, not just your hair, let's say getting ready for work for the week, would it be easier for you to on Sunday night or maybe Saturday night get your clothes ironed out and ready to go and prepped and hung up for the week, right? Or is it going to be easier for you to figure out what you're wearing and how you're wearing your hair every day before you go to work? I would guess it's going to be thing two, right? But see, the problem is, and the reason why most Black women have difficulties doing their hair is because you do option two. Instead of you prepping for your hair at the beginning of the week, you just go right ahead and say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I am going to just do my hair every day in the morning. Instead of shampooing your hair in the morning, having a certain day of the week, you have a certain wash day. And then on that wash day, okay, you don't want to put heat in your hair. You're anti-blow dryers, whatever. Then do a roller set. Do a flexi rod set. That's what our ancestors actually have been doing for decades, long before they started getting all of the different scalp and follicle infections that y'all now have today. So how about that? How about giving yourself a roller set, giving yourself a blowout, all of the things? There are so many different things that you can do, but you choose to wake up every day, and in the morning when you wake up, you just expect your hair to be done with no preparation. And that's the issue. Black women have no accountability or preparation. If you have thick hair like this and you just went to sleep and you didn't do nothing, why are you expecting your hair to be done when you wake up in the morning? I stood behind the chair for over a decade, yet and still, if I go to bed without doing my hair and I wake up in the morning, it's gonna look crazy. I sweat a lot in my sleep, and even with my hair in a short pixie, if I do not wrap my hair the right way before I go to sleep, and when I wake up, my hair is going to be a mess. I'm not gonna say, oh my God, I'm Black, my hair is so hard to do. No, it's not. I just didn't properly prepare. And this is the issue that we have. You cannot constantly complain about the end result when there was never proper preparation. That is Black women's main issue. And that's the main reason that we need to get things on board and together, because at this point, I don't really see us moving forward in the proper way that we're supposed to. I really don't.
I can't tell you how much money I've spent in the last month or so and just trying to buy different types of oils, almond oil, avocado oil, amila or mala oil, the Indian oil. I don't know. Now I just found out that we have to also buy clarifying shampoo, hydration shampoo, like
having natural.
And again, you haven't taken the time to learn your hair. Why would you go out and buy 50 million oils without knowing what any of them are for? Black women are followers, and they're the easiest group of women to sell to. And I'm not talking to all Black women. And every time I say this, people are like, oh, why are you attacking Black women? I'm talking to my people. And if you want to be a person, oh, who cares? Then girl, beat it. Okay? Because somebody needs to say something. We cannot keep being the group of people that cry wolf. You cannot constantly go for everything that people throw in your face and then complain about the result of going for everything that people throw in their face. In your face. So, okay, you hear about all of these different oils. What the hell are you going and buying those oils for? What are you buying them for? What is the purpose? What is it going to do? What are all of the cons? None of you ever go research the cons, because all you hear is that pro. It'll help grow your hair. Everybody should have a clarifying shampoo. Absolutely. Everybody should have a moisturizer shampoo. Absolutely. And if you're one person, that one bottle of clarifying shampoo, that one bottle of moisturizer shampoo should last you months. But it doesn't. You know why? Because you do your hair like the YouTubers do it. You add puddles and puddles and puddles of product in your hair. So by the time a week has went by, or by the time 2 weeks went by, you've used half the bottle. Where in reality, if you're getting regular size bottles, that bottle should last you for months. Before I changed the name of my product to Silk Synthesis, it was called Silk Fusion Therapy. I just brought it back, right? But prior to that, Silk Fusion Therapy was, like I said, the old name, and it's been out of stock. It's been closed down for at least 8 years. I have people that are just now running out because it's so highly concentrated. You only need a little bit. And if you only doing your hair, if you're one person only blow drying your hair once every 2 weeks, what are we talking about? You're not going to use half the bottle. You're using a couple of sprays. The issue is not that products are overpriced. The issue is not that Black women, oh, nobody taught Black women. The issue is that Black women will not learn the proper ways to do their hair. Anybody who tells you that you have to have a certain pattern or routine, it's an issue. That's why I don't make videos like that on my channel anymore. Things like that are only found within the 7-day reset or within the growth cycle blueprint. It's just as simple as that, because you can't keep arguing and going back and forth with people. Hair care is so simple. We make it difficult, not we, y'all. Because I don't make it difficult. I've actually made it really easy for everybody in America.
Natural hair is easy. Okay, I have 4C hair. I personally think it's the most beautiful texture because it's so versatile. Now, I have been natural my entire life. I've never had a relaxer because my mom messed up my sister's hair with a jerry curl and learned her lesson. But I want to talk more about how easy it is to take care of natural hair, to take care of 4C hair. Today, I went to the gym. I washed, shampooed, and conditioned my hair with whatever they had at the gym. And then I put it into 3 sections because it's thick. And one ponytail, pulled this back, and created a ponytail. And then I put a scrunchie over it. And I feel beautiful. Okay? Because of society and the way they demonize our hair, I do feel the need to dress my hair up just to let the people know that I'm not a basic bitch. Okay, so.
And again, I know that a lot of people are going to push back on me with this, but that's probably one of the most annoying conversations ever, because I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And when I remember, it was a couple of months ago, and it was this black chick, and she was walking through Walmart, and she had an afro, and it was almost like somebody had put out a microphone or had came over the loudspeaker of Walmart and was like, everybody stop and stare at the beauty queen. So like this mental conception, like, oh, everybody hates us and everybody's looking, like, what are you talking about? It's all in your head. And it's almost like some of our ancestors fought so hard for us not to have the struggles and things that they had that we make them up in our own head. This is all projection. This is self-projection, the way that you feel. You don't feel 1000% beautiful or confident in your hair and the way you look. So you're projecting that onto everybody else. But I can promise you, the majority of people that are looking at your direction when you wear your hair curly are not looking at you because they think you ugly. They're not. And if we're going to be real and honest, if we want to be real, just like the woman in this video, her hair is beautiful. But if I was working in a hair salon and it was a certain type of environment that we had, and she walked in to work with her hair like that, I'll be looking at her like, girl, did you finish picking it out? But some people that will watch this video will be like, oh, well, you're supposed to take her the way that she is. That's her natural hair. That's the way that she looks, that she woke up. But I think that people need to start making a distinction. Are we talking about your hair in its natural, unstyled state? Or are you talking about hair that's like manicured and styled? Or like, what are we talking about? And the thing is, if you're going to have your own preference and your own personal preference, the way that you want to wear your hair, you are also going to have to respect everybody else's personal preference as well. Because just like you prefer to see your hair like that, other people could prefer not to see it like that. Or to have the people that work for them present themselves in a specific way. But moreover, I think that there's always been way too much added to this conversation, always. And I'm really glad to see so many women starting to see like, okay, I don't have to call myself natural. It's so crazy that we're at the place where Black women now like completely identify as teen natural. It's like, oh, my hair is 4C, 4B, 4W, when I've made multiple videos, link in the description box below, letting y'all know that there's no such thing as 4C, 4B hair. But you all are walking around with the label, and the truth hurts. And it's time for everybody to start letting go, because it's time